Good afternoon, YouTube as well. The wife's asleep. We got back from the walk, and she likes to go to sleep after she's had a fill. It's just something she likes to do. And I've just been looking on the internet at watches and stuff, and I've come to the conclusion that my little task, if you like, for this summer, my quest, is to build my own watch. I found loads of parts on the internet, on eBay, that mainly come from the Far East, Japan, Singapore, China, that sort of stuff. But you can build a really, really good watch for about $100, which I don't think is expensive. I mean, I'm not good enough to get into watch repairs. I've seen some of these, like wristwatch revival. That guy's amazing. I mean, that guy looks through microscopes, and he's taking little screws out that I can't even see. No, I'm not going to do that. But I think I could build a watch. I could take the back off, remove the stem and pull the movements out. And the fiddliest thing, I think, is putting the fingers on. As you know, I had a go on the Timex the other day, which is hanging up there. But I've just got this from Amazon. Okay, where's the camera? This is great. It's got scales on the inside. It's got a light. I've got to get some batteries, but there's a little light in there, and I can see. And I've just put the second hand on the Timex there, so that's hanging up on the wall, ready to go. Get the glass changed. So I reckon I can build myself a really good pilot's watch, and I have noticed that the GMT movements, they're not much more expensive than a standard movement. So I thought, right, well, I'm going to have a pilot's watch, as I described earlier. You know, black face with the. I'll show you my. There it is. This is one I really liked. This was a Russian Vostok. This one's got a black rotating bezel. It's got black numbers. It's got clear, easy. So that's basically what I want. This one's got a window on the back. I don't need this. This is a gimmick, but you know, you can have them. You can go without them. This shows you the movement inside the. It's an automatic movement. This is broke. I overwound it during the COVID, so note to self: don't overwind. And I will have to take that to the shop to get them to slack it off or something, or I might finish up putting a new movement in it. So it's a really good watch. But I've seen brass cases. You know, cases in brass, cases with the crown wheel down here offset, and I thought, all different bezels and things, but mainly I like them in black. So I'm going to do one like this, but with a GMT hand and a usable, preferably bi-rotational bezel like that. I don't want the 24-hour one, I want the 1 hour bezel so I can time things, and that will be a superb pilot watch. So that's my little task. It's my little task for the summer. I'm going to do that. I've ordered all the bits I want, and from China, Far East, it's going to take a month to get here, so we won't need to worry about that. I've never had a watch with a GMT hand on it before. It takes 1 hour. One rotation is one full day, 24 hours. So I've even bought a little chapter ring to go in the inside edge of the watch with 24 hours on it. So. And brass, I think, leather strap, that'll look really good. Maybe I'm the only person in the world who'll like it, but hey, that's what it's there for, isn't it? What else have we got on here? Yeah, I'm going to steer away from watch cases with pop-off backs, because as you saw with the Timex, you need a special tool to get the back on, and even then you might crack the glass. So I'm just going to go with screw-on, screw-off dials. The stainless steel case that screws on the back, they're fine, nothing wrong with them. You can get the ones with the glass crystal so you can see through the works, but as we found with the Vostok, it made it a lot fatter. So you know, you probably got more of a leak risk. So probably just stay with the steel back. Although the clear one that you can see the mechanism is gimmicky, isn't it? So I do like that. What else is right down here? Oh yeah, my VR headset packed up. it's a nightmare. Every time I put a flight simulator on, got the VR on, it goes, can't find the computer. So what do you mean you can't find it? It's plugged into the VR headset, it's charging, of course you can, but no, can't find it. So you've got to turn it off, reboot it, turn it off, reboot it, and it might just work once, and then you think, great, and you come back to it, can't find the computer. And you think, oh God, so I've given up on it, right? I've put it all in the cupboard. So I won't bore you with any flight simulator videos for a while until I get the bug to go flying again, and then I'll start messing with it again. And today was the trooping of the colour. Yeah, we did it live on Fiona's channel, probably saw that, and the Battle of Britain memorial flight were absent, as I suspected they would be, because they've been grounded. This is normal procedure. If an aeroplane's involved in an accident, they'll ground all of them until they find out what went wrong with it. And 9 times out of 10, as I predicted, don't forget my prediction was just a prediction. I predicted the engine failed. Now all the aircraft in the Battle of Britain memorial flight pretty much have got Merlin engines, so they'll have grounded them all until they get to the bottom of the fault that caused it. I think the pilot stalled the aircraft into the ground, trying to get it back to the runway instead of just ditching it in a field. I might be completely wrong, but we'll find out in about a year's time when they finally produce the results of their inquiry. I don't think he would have died due to pilot error. I mean, if your engine packs up, it's packed up, that's not your fault, is it? But then if he's tried to do the dead man's turn and get it back to the field, which is against training, really. I don't know what he did. I don't know. So that's what I suspect he did, but he might not have done. I mean, maybe the wing fell off. I don't know. Well, that's the most. You've got to ask yourself, what's the most likely thing that's happened? And that's the most likely thing that's happened in my book. So I was right. We're all grounded, and we won't be seeing them at the trooping of the colour today. And I was right. That's what I said earlier. We shall see. We shall see. Is it safe to keep flying aeroplanes of that age over the skies of London with a single engine? I mean, where's it going to go if it's flying up the Mall at 500 foot to 1,000 foot and the engine packs up? You know, where are you going to crash that plane? So, you know, I don't think Spitfires should be gone forever, because they're a great plane, don't get me wrong. I'm a super fan of the Spitfire, you know I am. I was really chuffed being able to sit in one at RAF Hendon at the museum, but I think if I was a millionaire and I could afford, because the average price, let's just put a ballpark figure on a Spitfire, like it's about 3 million. Okay, and then you've got maintenance and hangarage and everything that goes with it. So if you've got that kind of money, you could have a full-size replica Spitfire. You could have the wheels put on the other way around, so it's much safer. You could have hydraulic toe brakes. You know, you could have all modern instruments in there, get rid of all that crap, all that old 100-year-old rubbish out of it, and put all modern, nice new instruments in there, and put a gas turbine in it, a PT6, something like that, out of a Shorts Tucano or something, and it'd look the same once the wheels are up. And you could whiz about in the sky, totally safe, because it's a new plane, you know, and it's got a reliable engine in there. I can hear all the purists now wanting to burn me, going, how dare you, toe brakes on a Spitfire. You know, but these guys, they rebuild Spitfires from nothing. So you've got a brand new aeroplane. I mean, they pulled this wreckage out of the ground somewhere and said, we're going to rebuild it. Well, they didn't rebuild it. They will have used whatever parts they could, which was virtually none. But they just built a brand new Spitfire, got some wings from somewhere and a few bits and bobs, and maybe nailed the serial number back on somewhere. But, you know, a lot of cases it's a brand new aeroplane, because they've replaced so much of the airframe. They can zero time an airframe. That's what they do with the old Dakotas, the C-47s. They zero time a 70, 80-year-old airframe. And it's effectively a brand new plane. You know, all new wiring, all new instruments, new engines, gas turbines. Boom, away to go. So you've got a brand new aeroplane, but really it's 80 years old. It's amazing, but you know, to keep aeroplanes original, like the Spitfire. Alright, these collectors, they love them, they're purists, that's what they want, but they're not safe to fly, are they? They're not safe to fly over our heads, especially in cities, because they're just too old and unreliable. They should just stay in the museum. The original ones should stay in the museum, and by all means build as many new ones as you want. It doesn't matter, does it? And they would also tremendously benefit from a tailwheel lock. That's Graham's opinion. You might not agree with Graham, and you might not want to buy Graham's pilot watch, his Frankenstein's monster pilot watch, which is based on a Seiko apparently. So well, it is Seiko. It's Seiko movements and Seiko parts, but you can put Swiss parts in it if you wanted to. But I just want a good pilot watch. So I'm just keen to experiment and see how it comes. Anyway, that's me for now. It's really hot, that's why I've got no top on, and I'm going to get some sunshine on me. I like to do some sunbathing. I'll see you later. I'm sure we'll be doing another video at some point.